All right, we are live. Okay, let's go with the call history. All right, so let's start with this call. Can you hear that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Good morning. Is this George?
Beautiful. You calm down on your, hey, this is Sam. That good morning, that good afternoon, that good evening, that's helping you.
It's helping a lot.
Yep. Is hearing Shannon helping you because you are slowing your approach significantly, which is a great thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that helping?
I think a little bit.
Yes, it is.
Hey, George. My name is Sam. I'm over here at Farmers Insurance. Hey.
I'm okay with the speed. Slow down a little bit.
Don't need to slow down. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good.
That's good to hear. Hey, I was just following up on that auto quote that you had requested online. I got everything put together. If you have a quick second.
Actually, I'm late for a meeting. Is there any way you can call me back, say, about 1 o'clock this afternoon? Because I'll be tied up for a couple hours.
Okay. Yeah, I can go ahead and give you a call back then. I just wanted to confirm before you go that you were looking for insurance on a looks here like a 2018 Mercedes-Benz, a 2016 Infiniti, and a 2008 Mercedes-Benz. Is that correct?
It's 20.
So this is a really good. And when they start giving you information like this should be a slowdown. This could be something that could pan out into something. So don't go too fast, and you'll know what I mean here in a minute. So right after he gives the cars, I would literally segue into Affinity.
Okay, so if he gets cars, go into the Affinity.
Yeah, and the reason why is we need to be able to determine if people have an affinity every single call. Because that affinity discount's 5 to 7%, could be more depending on kids and situations like that. But we've got to be asking on every single call. I'm almost to the point to where I want you to figure out an affinity before you shoot out the rate, unless it's one of those hyper aggressive ones.
21. No, it's a 2020 Mercedes 16 and a 17 Nissan.
Okay, perfect. All right, so I got that. Now, here at Farmers, we offer a lot of discounts based upon certain occupations. So we do things for teachers, educators, first responders, things like that. What do you and your wife do for a living? Oh, I do this. She does this. Can't do that unless you ask.
Yeah. I'm normally pretty good about it. But
well, you missed a really good one here.
Okay. Let me see here then. Okay, perfect. I do have those on here.
You're speeding up, and you don't need to speed up.
And then I have here that you're currently with State Auto. Is that correct for your insurance?
Yes.
Okay. And then about what the State Auto charge you for your insurance?
Okay, so right here we fumbled. I think what'll help you, because I pulled a couple other of your calls, I think you have a little bit of like a conversation tick here to where you're nervous when you say this, so you fumble. You actually literally stumble every single time you ask somebody how much they're being charged.
I think a lot of that is like trying to force myself to say charge, because naturally I just want to say price, so I keep trying to catch myself before I say them.
I have a mental and conversational workaround. Okay.
Cool.
How do you currently pay your bill?
That's a good one.
Do you pay monthly, quarterly, every 6 months? Oh, I pay monthly. Oh, okay. How much are they charging you?
Okay.
See how easy that is?
Mm-hmm.
It is easy. It really is easy. It really is.
I think that should definitely help with because I keep trying to catch myself. I'm like about to say
just
price.
Change the words. Just change the word. It's the same with your speed in the beginning. Your hello, your hi was wrong, so we had to go with good morning, good afternoon. These simple changes will help you.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. All right.
I don't know that figure off the top of my head because my wife, she pays that bill. So.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah, I have to get that information from her.
Okay, no worries. We were coming in at $301 a month.
Stop. Don't give rate. You got too good of a rapport at this point. If you got somebody that's willing to talk to you, I want you to have the conversation about the bodily injury limits.
Mm-hmm.
I want, and I'm going to talk to you about that on the next call. I want you to get them to tell you what their bodily injury limits are. They're not going to know. You're going to reveal that as a need. Like, oh my goodness. All right. Well, we're going to take care of that. When was the last time you had your conversation with the agent about any gaps or holes in your coverage? Well, it's been a couple of years. Okay. Well, that's not very good, but no worries. We'll get this settled for you. Let me see what you currently have. Okay. So that's going to be your setup.
Mm-hmm.
Up to this point, I'm really happy with this call. These next 40 seconds, we fumble hard.
For those 3 vehicles, does that sound about what State Auto charges you?
Why do you care?
Yes, I don't know.
Because his wife pays the bill. He has no fucking idea.
Mm-hmm.
Does he know how much he pays?
Probably not.
Why?
Because the wife pays the bill.
Why? So why?
Because I feel like part of that's like, oh, I don't know. One of the organs is like they'll say that, and then if you press again, they're more likely to give you.
No, fair enough. But in this situation, you got good rapport.
Mm-hmm.
So don't sacrifice rapport for a makeshift swing of the bat.
And
okay.
Then part of the other one on this one, like he said, oh, I'm going to go to a meeting. I keep thinking he's about to try and get me back on.
And that's fine. So you shouldn't shout out the rate.
Yeah. So.
Because then he's looking forward to your call.
Okay. That makes sense.
That might be close to it, so, but I can confirm that with her and give you that exact amount.
We shouldn't have gave the rate. We should not have spit out the rate on that. In our business, you've got to learn a very delicate topic here of when to give the rate, when not to give the rate.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes salespeople really good salespeople. They have to learn the balance on when to give information and when not to give information. Once you get that conquered, can't nobody hang with you, okay? But we've got to work on that. Pick up the social cues. He's headed to a meeting. You got a good enough rapport. If he sees your phone number again, he's going to answer.
Okay.
With what you say next.
Okay, perfect. And is Amber currently on your policy with you and your wife?
Yes, she is.
She is? Okay, perfect. In that case, I'll go ahead and let you go to your meeting, and I'll give you.
Who's Amber?
The daughter.
How old is Amber?
I believe she is 27.
Okay. So sometimes we have situations when people are in their mid-20s and over, they could be in undergrad school.
Okay.
So we need to say, oh, okay, she's still in school? Okay. Oh, what school is she at? Oh, okay, great. We offer a discount for good GPA. What's your GPA? Is it 3.0 or better? Yeah, it is. Oh, she's 4.0. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Call back about 1 o'clock, okay?
That'd be great. Thank you.
All right, you have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
So I'm assuming we did not call this back?
No, because I had it and we're like it literally doubled the price.
Of course it did.
So
of course it did. But how much do they pay it?
Probably around 300.
No.
Well,
they're going to say, yeah, probably with whatever rate you give them. Mm-hmm. In a situation like this, we shouldn't have given the rate because he has no idea what his rate is. So if I say, oh, we're coming in about $500 a month, how does that compare? Oh, it's about what I'm paying now. Oh, okay. All right. Well, what if I told you it was $300? Oh, what? 300? Well, you just said 500. Oh, yeah, that was a mistake. You could literally do that. They don't fucking pay attention, Sam.
Okay.
Sometimes they just project.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. I'm going to say whatever this guy does. You accidentally talked this guy into a corner and gave him an out.
Okay.
Where's the out? What was the out that you did?
I am going to the meeting.
No. His out was, is that about what they're charging you?
Oh.
You don't care. If you can get the rate, get the rate. But outside of that, bam, we are selling on value.
Okay.
Come back to our core principles.
Okay.
I don't want you, when you have customers that you got a good rapport with, I don't want you to deliver the rate unless you've got more validity to the rate. Right now, we're apples to apples. We don't win apples to apples because they got a better relationship with their other agent. You got to break that bond. And then once you break that bond, then you have to provide value.
Okay.
Once you provide value, then you can deliver price. You got to break the bond with the current insurance carrier. You got to build value by offering better coverage. Then you can deliver the rate and go for the close.
Okay.
Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. And I want call history. I want call history? That's not call history. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. That is correct. Hit filter. We want Sammy Anderson. You feel like I beat you up a lot in these?
Yeah. Depends.
I don't care if you feel like you're getting beat up. Are you taking stuff away from it? That's what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, if I got to kick your ass to make you great, I'm going to do it, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to be successful. I want you to be more successful than I think you want yourself to be successful. But you got to apply the things that I'm telling you, buddy. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you right now, you came leaps and bounds from where you were. But I don't think you've ever had anybody kind of hold your hand like we're doing.
No.
Hello.
Good morning. Is this Joseph?
Yes, it is.
Good morning just helps bring down those walls. You're nice. You're cheery. You're chippy. Everybody else says, hey, hello.
Hi, Joseph. My name's Sam. I'm over here at Farmers Insurance. How you doing this morning?
Note your speed.
I'm faster.
No, you're slower.
Okay. I sound faster than the last one.
You're slower. You actually slow down.
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
Well, that's great to hear. Hey, I was just following up on an auto quote that
You see a difference in speed now?
No, I'm faster. Or maybe not.
I think you're slower right now.
I still think I'm talking too fast.
You're talking to hair fast, but it's okay.
I had filled out online. I got everything put together. Do you have a quick second?
Yeah, I do.
All right, perfect. Let me go ahead then. So I have here you were looking for insurance on a 2017 Ford Escape. Is that correct?
Verify
That's
vehicle.
correct.
Awesome. And I have here that you're currently with Progressive.
Verify.
I'm currently what?
Currently with Progressive for your auto insurance.
That's correct. I just went with them a couple months ago.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay, great. What are your bodily injury limits over there?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think you say?
I can confirm the address
Let's see.
and then.
Alrighty, so I have here that you currently have 100,000, 300,000, 100,000.
I definitely confirm the address somewhere in here because I look at it and I'm just like, I don't recognize that road.
Why? Why did you start? You've listened to the sales video.
Mm-hmm.
They don't tell you to do that.
No, they ask to.
They tell you to ask the customer
Mm-hmm.
and to have the customer explain it. Why do you think we want the customer to tell us the BI limits? What's the goal?
Because they're not going to know it.
Right. So then that's a lack of a confidence on their agent explaining it to them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we ask them, when was the last time they spoke to their agent? Because there might be gaps and holes in their coverage.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, this customer's only been there 3 months. But does he have an agent? Does he have a call center? Who's he got?
He's got Progressive, so probably a call center.
Might have a call center, Sam. Pretty good chance they got a call center. Are those people easy to beat?
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause they don't give a damn about that customer, do they?
Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Do you know what each of those liability limits mean?
I do like how you pry on this a little bit. But I think you get intimidated because he says something along the lines of, I had it my entire life. I like it this way. I don't want nothing to change.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then you push for 250, 500 BI limits.
Mm-hmm.
So have you already tinkered with the price?
Yeah. So it went from like $74 to like 78.
To go from 100, 300 to 250, 500, 250?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
I did not realize that. Good.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you.
Oh, no worries. I'll speak up a little bit. Is this a little better?
Yeah, that's better.
All right, perfect. So I have here that you have 100,000, 300,000, 100,000 liability limits. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Alrighty. So do you know what each of those liability limits mean?
No, I don't. And the only thing I wanted, I've had that coverage of insurance my whole life, and I just keep it that way.
Keep it that way?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, with 100,000, 300,000, those are good limits. However, I would recommend bumping them up to 255,000, primarily with today's vehicles being.
Did you say 250,000, 500,000, or did you say 255,000? 255,000. Slow down a little bit. Slow down a little bit.
With more, if you were ever in a multi-vehicle accident, and I can give an example here in a second.
I like that you hit this, but instead of you calling a multi-vehicle accident, call it an incident. Anytime we have a customer that's involved with a multi-vehicle incident, there's unforeseen expenses that people just can't understand or fathom. For example, and you do a pretty solid example. It's a little bumpy, but it's okay. I think you're ironing it out, which is cool. That's fine. You delivered it. The customer believed you. Did you know that?
I think so.
$100,000 is really not a lot of money anymore, especially with a lot of people. People are a lot more likely to sue nowadays in the event of an accident. And you can adopt.
Well, don't necessarily just. So wait a minute. Before I say that, what was your thought process with saying that?
I think I was going to go for that, and I'm just like, even with the multi-car, like just the rear end I was going to go with, I was like, 100,000 still feels like it might be enough, but like, so like my grandma rear-ended a lady 10 years ago.
And she got sued for it?
She got sued and maxed out their $1 million umbrella policy. So like, people sue a lot more nowadays than they did in the past. So I'm like, well, that's a good example. He's a bit older.
That is a really good example,
like,
and I encourage you to use that. But I also want to talk about property damage too. Okay? So property damage is something that is more tangible than a lawsuit for a lot of folks, because it's like, oh, I'm not going to get sued. Oh, I'm not going to get sued. No, you don't know that, and that's a real vulnerability. But the likelihood of them being an offender bender and racking up over $100K, which you do a good job on this. Like I said, you're ironing it out. It's not perfect, but it's significantly better than what you've been doing.
Those $100,000 limits really quickly. So to kind of give an example, one of the customers I switched over back in November, she had an accident.
Too detailed. Be more vague. We had a claim come through our office 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
When you say 2-3 years ago, one, it makes it sound like you've been doing insurance for a long time.
Okay.
All right.
And she was with Geico. She had the 100,000, 100,000 limits. Well, what happened was she was going down 270, came over a hill. The car in front of her had hit their brakes. She didn't see it and ended up rear-ending them. Well, she pushed that vehicle into the car in front of that. So what happened was she was actually held responsible for both vehicles and their drivers. And they actually went over that $100,000 limit, and she was held responsible for about $20,000 worth of damage.
Now, in this scenario, paint yourself as the hero. Don't paint yourself as the zero. Paint yourself as, I had this customer. Fortunately, our agency had this customer insured with that 250,000 limit that I'm talking to you about. Had they had your limits, they would have been left on the hook for $20,000 because there was about $120,000 in property damage.
Okay.
See, paint yourself as a hero, not as a zero.
I got you. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Make yourself look good, not bad.
I don't know about you.
You know you accidentally made yourself look bad right there, right?
Well, I made it sound like she was. Well, I said that she was with Geico, not us.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
So I was like, I switched her over from Geico while she was at Geico.
I lost that in translation. You probably lost that in translation. So work a little bit better at trying to paint yourself as a hero. Not as a
But I don't have that kind of money sitting around.
So,
I would recommend going up to $250,000 limits, and that would go ahead in that instance, and a lot more of those instances would keep you covered. We do offer some discounts for certain occupations.
Right here, I don't want this to come out here. I want this to come out earlier. I want this to come out before you do your BI discovery and your scenario. The reason why is when you give your BI scenario and you give when you do your BI discovery and your bodily injury or property damage scenario, you got to go in for the close at this. You can't move it away from this. Now you're going in for the kill. You're honing in. You see what I'm saying? So you can't dance about and jump
by the
around.
time you finish it,
Yeah, because at this point, all this. But now asking more questions, you're just going to make them relax. You don't want that. You want to keep pushing them to the edge, and then bam, you're going to push them over.
You do for a living.
I am retired.
You do a good job pulling it out. Again, just pull it out sooner.
Tired? Well, congrats, my friend. So, what did you do before you retired?
I was a union industrial commercial electrician.
Oh. Okay. I was going to say, I'm trying to think, but I'm not quite sure what that all means. So.
Well, that's IBEW, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, industrial commercial electrician. I only did like car plants, power plants, shopping centers, and things of that nature. I did warehouses.
Now, this is the guy you came in and asked about the engineer. He's an electrician, not engineer.
Yeah, that's why when I said electrician. That's why I said he was qualified, because I wasn't sure.
I see. So you did the bigger,
I think you still need
bigger scale stuff versus. Okay.
Right.
That makes sense.
But it's a pretty skilled position.
And then just to confirm, I have your ad.
He doesn't play with like regular outlets. He plays with the big boy stuff.
That's why I was like, I feel like he qualified.
Oh, yeah.
So
that guy wired America. You know what I'm saying?
Just exactly. The PAX in Lake St. Louis. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, perfect. Just wanted to confirm. And then I have your birth date as February 1st, 1946.
Correct.
All right, perfect. So I did go ahead and bump these up for you. Do you know if you have rental reimbursement or towing on your current coverage?
Yes, I do.
All right, again, we want all this before we do our bodily injury and discovery. Okay? So as you're pulling out the coverage limits, all right, tell me about your bodily injury limits. I don't know what those are. Okay, you pull it out. And then when was the last time you talked to your, when was the last time you went over these coverages with your agent? It's been a while. All right. Well, let's go over your other coverages. Do you have roadside assistance towing? No. Do you have rental car reimbursement? No. Okay. All right. Well, no worries. We're going to get this all fixed for you today. And then, when was the last time you talked to your agent? Boom. All right. Well, let's go ahead and see what you currently have. And then you pull what they currently have. Then you know they got towing and labor. Then you know they got rental reimbursement. Let's say AAA, of course. Yeah. Know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
I think you reposition this, you get this a hell of a lot closer to the finish line. I think we still have a really good chance with this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and get these added on here. And then one of the big bonuses that we at Farmers offer for you is because you have full coverage on that vehicle.
So instead of calling it a bonus, continue bragging about our coverage. So we were able to double your current bodily injury limits. We have you with the same coverages of the towing, the labor, the rental car reimbursement. However, we do this for towing. Also, we include our basic glass coverage. They don't cover glass coverage. Let me tell you what our glass coverage covers. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? You see how I'm illustrating the whole package is better? I'm not singling one particular item. This retired dude can care less about a $300 windshield.
Okay.
He cares about the whole package, and you're getting away from it on accident.
We offer, if you ever get a chip in your windshield, we will repair that for free.
Okay.
So, big bonus over a lot of the other main companies, State Farm, Progressive, Geico.
The bonus here isn't the glass coverage; it's the double of the BI limit.
It's going to put you to your comprehensive deductible. For filling out your chip, it's free. Now, if you have to get the windshield, it would be subject to your comprehensive deductible. However, we do offer an additional endorsement for you.
You're selling yourself too much. Just, if the rule of thumb, 5 years or newer. If the vehicle's 5 years or newer, push for the glass coverage.
It is 5 years or newer.
Okay, good.
2017. So
How much is he paying?
I have not asked the price yet.
No, we haven't. So we're offering coverages, and we don't know where we're at. First, we've got to figure out where they're at. Okay.
Okay. So where should I have asked the price on this one?
As soon as you determined what their BI limits were.
So okay. So
when you said think about it like this. So, all right, Mr. What's this guy's name?
Easel.
Mr. Joseph. So, what are your current bodily injury limits over there at Progressive? Okay. And how did you come up with those limits? Is that something you went with yourself? Did the agent pick that for you?
I picked it myself.
Okay. So the agent gave it to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got you. So that 100, 300, those are good limits. However, I actually encourage customers to have a little bit better coverage. And here's why. I had a customer a few years back come through with a claim. They were going down 270. You give your scenario. Ended up with right at about $120,000 in damage. Okay. Had our insured had your coverage limit, they would have been on the hook for $20,000. But fortunately, we did have them with the limits that I'm recommending for you. So I'm encouraging you to improve your current limits from 100, 300 to 250, 500, 250. That way, you're not left on the hook for that $25,000. Now, with the coverages that you have over there, Progressive, that 100, 300, what are they charging you?
Okay.
Okay.
So
What all does that include? Is it just the bodily injury limits? Do you have roadside assistance, towing, rental car coverage? Okay. All right. Well, let me look up, see what you do or don't have, and then I can kind of go backwards from that. And then bam, that's when I kind of.
So, because ideally I would have already asked if they had rental, when I asked for the BI limits.
Yeah, so you can pull the BI limits.
And the affinity I would already have had. So then after the BI pitch, then I could go into what are they charging you, and then.
Yeah, what are they charging you for those coverages?
For those coverages. Okay. Then, well, how do you normally pay your bill now?
Yeah, how do you normally pay your bill now?
Whatever.
So for you, it probably is good for you to stick with how do you pay your bill now? Okay. You pay monthly, quarterly, every 6 months. I can do it a bunch of different ways. But you paint yourself to the way that helps you, okay?
So at this point, ideally, I would have already gotten all this, and then I would have been asking the price now versus.
Yeah, because now you're talking about glass coverage and all this other shit, and you've lost a lot of steam at this point.
Dollar deductible for the $500 or $600 windshield for the new vehicle. Would you like me to go ahead and get that added on here for you?
Yeah, put that on because I drive down to the lake quite a bit, and on the highway, you never know what's.
See, that's a great need that you could have brought up while he's already figured out he's got shit coverage. You know what I'm saying? And then you also could have figured out how much he's being charged. Because I bet we're competitive. All these additional benefits and coverages and shit. This guy's got money.
And
he's not looking for the cheapest price.
So.
Exactly.
I understand that. So I know I've caught one actually back here. It was in February. Caught one and it ended up chipping it. So I did go ahead and get that.
How does loss assessment work, by the way?
It is the HOA deductible for the whole building.
We keep seeing HOA. What does HOA stand for?
Homeowners Association, their building policy.
No, that's just the Homeowners Association.
Okay.
So you're saying this wrong.
Okay.
So it's not. It doesn't go towards the HOA policy. It goes towards the condo's master policy.
Okay.
The condo's master policy is the major landlord policy that insures the entire building with all the units inside. So a lot of these places have like a $50,000 deductible. Okay, let's say we had 10 units. For those 10 units, if a major hailstorm comes through, you talked about a fire and the fire causing damage. This guy's confused on loss assessment, so you might want to revisit this. But understand it like this. If the hailstorm comes through and completely destroys the roof and they got to do a new roof, the master policy will call for all of its tenants to file a loss assessment claim. The loss assessment claim will then pay $5,000, $10,000 per unit to go towards the deductible to replace the roof. Now, does that make sense?
Much better than I explained it. Now, I also started, and Stacy came in and corrected me.
Yeah,
which is very helpful, because I think I was going off on the way to begin.
Oh yeah.
So,
So, are there any other coverages you kind of think you know but you don't?
I think I know for most of them. I think it's just, I think this is the first condo I've had to pitch in a very long time.
Okay.
So there's $750 deductibles for your vehicle. Is that what you have on those? Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Where's your follow-up?
And then,
Next week.
Joseph, do you rent or own your own?
Oh, that's right. 'Cause that's what he said.
Okay. And is it a home? Is it a
What? Yeah, you're not hearing about it. Yeah.
condo?
So I was gonna ideally do it.
It's well, they call it a villa, but it's attached, one story.
All right, so we got some stuff to work on, right?
Yes.
Okay. What's the biggest thing? What's your biggest takeaway?
For starters, I need to slow down. Second of all, how do you currently pay your bill? I think it's gonna help me get over that stumbling portion. Past that, I definitely need to rearrange it so I get the affinity.
We got to have the affinity.
Before I go into the BIP.
At the heavy youthful operator, what do we have to have?
Good student.
Why?
Because it drops the price a heck of a lot.
And makes you competitive.
Mhm.
Because the other company already has it on there.
Yeah. So,
We got to have that. We got to battle the same discounts.
Mhm.
We can't beat a company that's got us dead to right with their discounts and we don't have ours. We've got to give our company all the tools it has access to fight against these other companies, or we can't win. So we've got to have all the tools to win. If we have all the tools to win, they have all the tools to win. With this pitch and delivery and the building of need that I have created for you, you're going to close.
Mhm.
Cool?
Cool.
All right.
Hope someone answers this.
Yeah, I hope someone does answer today.
It's been a bad week of people just either not wanting to talk or just sending me the voice.
You know how you fix that?
Hmm.
Boost your call value.